Holy moly, those birds are loud as fudge. Hey guys, it's Sarah here. I just filmed a little video, so sorry about the outfit repeat. I guess I just wanted to share a bit more about myself because I feel like I just put like covers out and stuff like that, and I don't do a lot of talking because it kind of scares me to open up. I guess I just prefer to do the music stuff and covers and all that, and not have to talk about myself because I'm not the biggest fan of doing that. But I'm doing this for you guys and it's been requested, so I guess hey. For all of you who don't know me, I'm Sarah. I am 24 and I am a Sydney-sider, living in Sydney since I was 2. I moved here. I was born in England, so I was born in Bath. Anyone else born in Bath? Holla. Moved here when I was 2 and we lived here as like a family for 6 years, I think it was. And then my parents got divorced, and then from that point on we kind of moved around a lot, different suburbs, renting houses, living with friends, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that was kind of my childhood. I've had I'd say it was a pretty happy childhood. You know, anyone who's got divorced parents knows that stuff is really difficult and it takes a toll on you emotionally and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, any hardships, and hopefully you guys agree with me, kind of shape you into the person that you are, and hopefully it's made me more of a genuine and empathetic person, because you know, I've had to go through a bit of stuff. I mean, divorce is a hard time for anyone, and if any of you are going through that right now, just know that it gets better. And I don't know why I'm starting to go on this rant, but okay, let's go back to just average questions. So I work at an after school care with a bunch of friends and 130 kids. So every morning and afternoon go in and look after all these little kiddies. I definitely kind of want to do more with music and more creative stuff, but it's good for now. I've got 11 tattoos. I'll show you guys a couple now. Okay, so we've got the X, got the crown, Roman numerals, number 2 for me and my sister, diamond there. I've got lots of little ones actually. Then there's this bad boy. These roses are pretty recent actually. I just got them, so this one was empty before, I just got it shaded. And then I added this one down here and got them both shaded in. I've got the feather here on the side. And then the compass up here. And on my ankle I've got a little arrow. I don't know if you can see it, slash if it's in focus at all. Oh gosh, these jeans are tight. There. And then on my ribs I've got a heart, and somewhere back there, yeah, so I got the cross back there. And yeah, so that's my 11 tattoos. Sorry about the flash of the underwear there. I don't know, like, what else do you guys really want to know? Yeah, I'm super passionate about like helping people, and I'm super passionate about music and film and anything sort of creative. It makes you feel something, takes you to another place. I just think that's really awesome. Growing up, I went to an all-girls Catholic school, so that was interesting. Growing up in church, from ages 16 to 22, I was at the youth group every Friday night, serving and leading and speaking and singing and all that kind of stuff. And I studied 3 years of Christian ministry and theology. And I wanted to be a youth pastor. I was actually dating a guy who was the youth pastor at the time, and we were kind of planning to get engaged, get married, all this kind of stuff. I just remember the 3rd year of when I was studying at college, so people call it Bible college, but I was studying, and I just started to feel like really empty in myself. I felt distant from myself, distant from others. I was really depressed, and I'd go into the office to do my work every day, and I would just put music on and just get lost in the music and get lost. I remember I listened to Tom Odell a lot, kind of just getting lost in the sadness of it and like trying to escape, and I just felt something really wasn't right. I started to feel more distant from God, and I think what was happening is that I'd kind of fallen into this pattern of religion. And you might, say, but, don't you still believe in God? Don't you still? I 100% do. I think what I found is that the most important thing is your personal relationship with God. And I was trying so hard and felt so much pressure to be this person, to be the youth pastor, to be this charismatic speaker, and dating the youth pastor, like everyone really looked up to him, and a lot of the younger kids actually really looked up to me as well. And I think they kind of painted this perfect picture of, oh wow, these two, like, they're so close to God, they're so in love, they've got so much going for them and all this stuff. And in a lot of ways, like, I did have a lot going for me at that point in my life, like looking at it from their perspective, and even from my perspective, I was like, I've got so much going for me. It's why am I not happy? And I was just like really broken inside. But everyone saw this perfect person with long curly blonde hair, skater, surfer chick, like awesome. And inside I was just like, felt so hopeless and depressed and far from myself. And I just started distancing myself from people. I broke up with this guy. We've been dating for 4 years, and I stopped studying, and I just became a bit of a recluse, and I stopped seeing my friends as much. And I think I was just like, what's the point in trying if I'm not happy? And in some ways, a few of the things I did were really good, because I was literally left with just me and God. And I guess I just started to really find out more about myself and my desires, and why I was so unhappy, and why I was trying to live up to these expectations, and why every time I woke up and I was like, I have to read my Bible, I have to pray, why that caused me so much anxiety. And I almost felt like I couldn't breathe a lot of the time, trying to be this person and be this perfect Christian. And that's religion, and the Bible even talks about religion being a bad thing, because religion makes you feel like I have to do things to earn God's love, I have to do these things to earn people's love, God's love, to be able to love myself. But God, for me, God's not into religion, he's into relationship. And it's almost like we've had to start afresh, like me and God, and I'm learning more about his love and what he really thinks of me and who I really am. And a lot about me has changed in the past few years. I mean, if you saw a photo of me of what I looked like a few years ago, like, I've had a lot of changes, and it's scared a lot of people, and sometimes even myself, because it's like I'm so different from who I used to be. And I know that people are hurting and people are confused because they saw the outside, the external of how it used to be for me. And I feel like almost for the first time in a long time, I can actually breathe. And yes, there's still pressures in life, you know. I'm like, what am I going to do with my life? Am I ever going to, you know, do the things that I really want to do? Of course there's that pressure. I feel like a lot of people feel that. Most people feel that. But that feeling every day like I wasn't good enough, like I had to do things to prove myself, like to God and to others. It's like, okay, bit of a weight, like lifted off my shoulders, like let's just go back to the start, like me and God, and like that's what's important, like my personal relationship with God. And I think a lot of people look at me and they're like, because I'm not going to church as much, because I'm not serving, because I'm not speaking, they think that I've lost my relationship with God. But really it's almost like we've come back to these baby steps again, me and God, in a really simple and raw and natural and genuine way. And it's not false or fake. It's like, God, I need you, and I need you to help me, and I love you, and I know you love me, and let's walk this journey of life together. And I want to listen to you and heed to you, and be a kind person, be a good person, a generous person, someone who doesn't judge and accepts others and loves others. And I think a big thing for me is my mind has been opened massively. I think I was very one-minded, set on, you know, one way, this is the only way. Very preachy, very like, you know, you must believe in Jesus, and you know, being gay is bad, and you know, God's way is the only way, and like just very like the law. I felt like almost better than other people, and that's so not right. Like I was like, I know something you don't know. I've got this righteousness. I'm righteous in Christ, and that's awesome. Like to be like, I'm righteous in Christ. I'm loved by God. I'm made whole. I am one with Christ. My soul is at peace. Like that's awesome. But I seriously needed to be humbled. I seriously needed to be humbled, and I think God did that for me and humbled me, and he showed me like his raw and untainted heart and love for people. And I've just learnt so much compassion, and man, like, you know, some of the things I used to think and the way I used to talk to people, and I just had no idea, hey, just very closed-minded. And I'm so thankful to people who have helped open my mind up, like Amy. I'm so thankful that God humbled me, and I'm not saying I'm so humble, like I'm amazing now. Like everyone struggles with like staying humble. Everyone struggles with all different kinds of things to do with balancing loving yourself and not being a bit of a dick. Do you know what I mean? Not being an egotistical, self-righteous so-and-so. I think when you break everything down, you get rid of everything you've ever known, like without that hair, without the hobbies, without your clothes, without those people, without that place you go to feel worth something and to relate to people and whatever, without all that stuff. Like what are you left with truly, like by yourself, in your heart? What's there? There's this verse that I really like, and it talks about God saying, I'm sick of your religious meetings, I'm sick of your loud music and your loud egotistical music, I'm sick of your conferences. When was the last time that you sung to me? When was the last time you spoke to me? And I just love that verse, because God's like, come on, just get to know me, and get to know who you are, and get to know your value and your worth, and like life is a beautiful place, and there's beautiful music and beautiful people, and there is kindness, there is goodness, there is joy, and despite all the crap that goes on, you know, there is that stuff still in this world, despite all the shootings, despite the hate and the anger and the offense. There is good in this world, and there is a place for you, and there is a way for you to connect with God and connect with people and feel love and feel like yourself. And I know for me, I'm still on such a journey. Like, I cannot say that I can't say that I'm fully at peace in terms of who I am and what I look like and all this kind of stuff. And you know, I have struggled with, you know, my sexuality and my gender identity, which I'm sure is pretty obvious. You know, and this is me being really, really open with you guys. And I guess we just need to remember that life's a journey, and everyone is on that journey, and everyone is walking out life and working things out, and we just need to be gracious with each other and not judge each other. And yeah, and I don't, this has been a massive tangent, but I just want to say that if no one else will, this might sound super cheesy, but like, I love you for who you are, and God loves you for who you are. And when you feel hopeless and you feel like no one understands you, there is a place for you to be understood. There is hope, and it will get better, and there is still good in this world. And yeah, I mean, you've always got a place, you've always got a friend in me. At least you can say there's one person out there who maybe, I don't know. But yeah, if you're struggling with anything, gender identity, sexuality, all this kind of stuff, and you have no one to talk to, no one to turn to, like, please message me. And I've had a fair few people message me on Instagram and all this kind of stuff. I'll put my Instagram up, and please, like, I will take the time to talk to you and write back to you, because it's really important to me to help people and to show people that they are worth the time of day, and that it's okay, who they are is okay. Like, you're okay, and you're not crazy, and you're loved. And yeah, that's been my journey. And do I regret choices I've made? No, I can't, because I'm so grateful of what I've gained and what I now kind of can grasp and understand, that before I was just so closed off to. I mean, at first it was difficult because it was hard for my family with my sexuality and stuff, especially seeing as though I was so full on in church. And I started to be like a bit like, no one understands me, you know, like all this stuff. But give people time to react, give people time to be upset, give people time to process it. Because think about how long it took you yourself to process what was going on in your mind. Think about how long it took you yourself to accept and understand why you're feeling the way you're feeling, and who you are. And you know, people, they do want the best for you. And you know, I'm not condoning like people who kick their kids out or bash their kids for being gay or whatever. That's like terrible, that's just ridiculous. But I'm saying, let your family members and friends have their moments of their emotional reaction, because what I found is that the people who really love you, they come around and they will love you and support you no matter what. And I feel really blessed to have the family and friends that I have. It's been a blessing in a way as well, that it's shown me which are my friends and how much my family love me for who I am, and will still want to hang out, and will still see me for me, you know, despite different hair, despite I mean, I always dressed a bit tomboyish, but you know, still, like, my clothes have become more masculine or whatever. But the people who are just like, oh, it's still Sarah, and they're the people you want to keep close to you, and that's been a blessing. Sorry guys, my battery died, but I guess I just wanted to finish this video up and say that, and yeah, just say thanks for hanging out and listening to me go on and rant and whatever. And yeah, I hope this video's helped you understand more about me and who I am, and has helped you in some way gain something, and even just, you know, to know that it's okay to be who you are and do you. And I don't know, I could just go on about it all day, but thanks for watching, subscribe, and stick around for more videos. Bye guys.